The Minnesota Media Archive is brought to you by North Metro TV. Your support helps make the archive possible. Please consider a one-time donation.
Run demo. Insert tape. Loading. Playing. Transferring video. Recording. Disc ready. Transfer your videotapes to DVD and digital at North Metro TV. $12 an hour for tapes. $30 an hour for film. Call 763-231-2803.
Stats, without a doubt, would make him an all-state football player this year. He's only a junior.
Well, he continues to impress us week after week on offense and defense, and you can bet there's scouts that are going to have their eye on him as well.
Yes, a lot of players on that team that have that capability. And we're still getting set for the start. They're announcing the rest of the starting lineups. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
7:28. I think we should catch the last piece of the national anthem.
Why?
Well, all we're dropping out is one commercial, just like the last, because that tends to fire up a listener. I know when I listen to the Vikings, hear the national anthem and then the crowd cheer, you know, kind of gets your adrenaline going.
Right.
Yeah, but not the whole thing.
I don't like this. I don't know if I like that, you know? Doug's Take at least two more. You got the tapes there, buddy? You got her all ready to go, Tim? And then that would be cool, buddy. Really cool.
Colored by the Howard Star Legion Post number 290, sing along with the Cambridge High School football band under the direction of Eric Anderson as they play our national anthem.
Play another one after
Is he's on the air at the game and we're not.
Okay, you can throw it out here after this spot regardless of whether it's done during the anthem.
You coming out after this?
Yeah, so just at that point.
John Gressback with a nice return there, bringing it back about 15 yards where they'll go 1st and 10 at about their own 23-yard lines. We get to see Gary Koepke now, a very acclaimed quarterback. He's got a good arm and he's a big quarterback. 6'2", 184-pound senior, and he's a big man and a real spark plug for this Centennial offense, and we'll see him in action tonight.
Watching him in warm-ups, no doubt about it, a great arm, throws a perfect pass. I formation for the Chiefs. Gauthier is the tailback. He gets the call inside, and they plunge ahead for a yard. Jackets are really pumped up there. Huseman was helping out on the tackle. Dennis Shield And all the other Jackets inside there.
And right away trying to find an opening there in the middle of that defensive line for Cambridge. No daylight at all. That's a good sign right off the bat in this game that Cambridge will not give up the yardage. Call it a gain of 1 for Centennial.
2nd down and 9, but the crowd is buzzing on this one. They know it's going to be a heck of a game. And they're talking, watch the screen up here. One of the coaches for the Jackets. We'll see what's going on here. No, they're going to go up the middle with Tim Jackson. And he plows ahead for 1, and that's it. There on the tackle is Dennis Shield for the Jackets. Also Brad Johnson helping out.
Tim Jackson, who is one of the offensive captains, number 44. He is a senior also at 181 pounds. A good fullback. They've got a lot of good talent on this Centennial team, and they will try and run right at you a little bit, try and find that hole here and there. But so far, Cambridge holding on tough.
Actually, they gave Jackson credit for 3 that time. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6. And flanked off is Bob Wagner, the deep man, the guy with all the speed, far to the left. Willett is the flanker on the left side. Kepke is running that way.
AC Cunningham, that time the pass intended for number 81, Bob Wagner for Centennial. It was picked up by Casey Cunningham. He had 6 points, but he tripped and fell at about the 15-yard line. And so the Jackets will take over on the Centennial 15, 1st and 10. A big break for the Jackets tonight.
Well, we talked about him previously, and he must have inspired him. Already picked off a pass, and it's 1st at the 14. 1st and 10 for the Jackets. They can strike in a hurry. Nystrom flanked off on the right side. They go with Cunningham inside, but boy, he runs into nothing but white jerseys. And he's piled back to the 17, and leading the charge there, you can bet it's Randy Saugestad. He is a senior at 215. He's tough.
He also is a defensive captain and a lot of talent there. 212 pounds is Randy Saugestad. Also have the credit of Jeremy Wick on that interception, putting a lot of pressure from the outside end on Kepke, and he forced him to throw it a little sooner than he wanted to, and forcing the interception. So
we knew he'd be a big factor tonight defensively, the outside rush. It brings up 2nd down and 11 for the Jackets at the 16. Labatt hands off to Cunningham again, inside trap. He's got some room, and he piles ahead to the 5-yard line. He's supposed to 1st down.
He'll be just short of the 1st down. Great running from Casey Cunningham, finding a hole in the middle, getting down to the 5. He needs to get to about the 4 for the 1st down. It is going to be 2nd down and 1. Of course, the Jackets still able to get that 1st down at the 4, and that'll help them a lot on this next drive.
Well, they go to him inside a lot. He's scored 14 so far this year. Nystrom flanked off on the right side. Wick is the other back, the man to watch this time. Sure enough, off tackle, Jeremy Wick cuts in, runs into some cheap zone, and Saugestad, good pursuit, flattens him out at the 4.
That time, Jeremy Wick running to the near side and finally turning the corner to pick up that important 1st down. They'll have it 1st and goal at about the 3-yard line. We'll see exactly where they mark it. They may call for a measurement here. I think he's got the 1st down. We'll see exactly what they're going to say here. They're not even going to bring the chance. Apparently, they mark it short. The referee on the spot says it's going to be a couple inches short. So they'll go on 3rd down to try and pick up the 1st.
Looks like we got a 4th down situation, actually. Yes, and watch the fullback, Cunningham. You can almost bet, no, quarterback sneak.
He's got it.
Yeah, it looks like he does have it.
They're gonna measure this one, but I think he's got it. Looking at where the chains are, he should have this with inches to spare. So
I think he's got it too. He should be in good shape.
The formality of bringing out the chains here for the measurement. Cambridge should have a 1st and goal here, and they do.
Well, they're in business already here. 3.5 yards out, looking for a touchdown. And 2 years ago, it was Centennial who struck early and ended up winning the game. So this is a big situation here for the Jackets. They've got to get in the end zone. 1st and goal at the 4. Labatt hands off to Cunningham. Inside, he staggers around. Is he in there? It's very close.
He's going to be short of the touchdown. Very close, though. His forward momentum bringing him very near the goal line, but they're going to mark it just shy of the goal line. It'll bring up 2nd and inches for the touchdown. You talk about mistakes. A year ago when Cambridge dropped the ball a couple of times on kickoff returns, we're down by a couple of touchdowns. Error-free football. That's the makings of winners in playoff football. It's very important to avoid avoid those mistakes. And so far, both teams doing okay, but the interception for Centennial.
Here we go, quarterback sneak. It's Labatt's. Is he in? He had enough for a first down last time. They umpire him. No, doesn't look like it. No signal. Labatt's not in. Brings up third down. And still a foot for the touchdown.
The Chiefs are tough. They've got that good big defensive line, and they're holding the Jackets back. Third down and inches.
Well, I would say Cunningham is good for at least a yard with that fullback trap play. Third and less than one for the touchdown. And there was some movement. Yes, somebody moved on the Jackets, and the Chiefs, they spotted that immediately, and the flags came down.
Well, that's going to be a tough break. That could cost them a touchdown here, as they're going to back up 5 yards on this play.
False start on the Jackets, illegal procedure, and I think what it was, somebody was already down in their stance, and they just moved a little bit. Out come the flags. The offense, once they're set, they're going to stay that way. So now, spot the ball at the 5, and it brings up still a third down situation for the touchdown. And again, a movement. And it could be Swanson, number 88, was having problems that time. A false start again. Yes, they're going to walk the ball back again and spot it at the 10 now. Third and goal situation at the 10. Two of those back-to-back.
Well, that is a tough break. It should not happen, and George Larson's not going to be real happy about that when you have a third down and an inch for a touchdown and then find yourselves 10 yards back.
The crowd is definitely loud, but this is not the Kingdom. And it's third and 10. Labatt, play action, rolls left. He's in trouble. He slips out of it and finally tumbles down at the 6. He was in some definite trouble that time.
And there's no doubt we'll see the Jackets go for the field goal here. Again, a costly mistake. That probably cost them 6 points there. If they can make the field goal, it's going to still cost them probably 3 or 4 points. And that's what mistakes will do. And you can't have those mistakes in playoff football because you'll get beat. So each team with a pair of them now.
Well, I think we might have seen a sign of the youth that time with the Jackets. Now for the field goal. And it's 22 yards out. It's up and it's good. Jackets have the early lead. And they lead the Chiefs 3-0. We'll be back right after this. Just one, but
Should have been a touch.
I know.
But it works.
Okay, we are back. Larkin doing the kicking again for the Jackets. You can see the Chiefs once again. And Gressback fields it at the 5. Takes it up the right side. He's hammered immediately. Nailed at the 18.
There on the coverage, of course, is Sean Mankey. And it looked like John Freeman also in there on the tackle.
You know, that's one thing. The Jackets don't take those special teams lightly. They put a lot of starters, a lot of the number ones out there. Huseman, Cunningham, Mankey, Jeremy Wick, they're all out there. And
the two of them making the tackle, that's a combined 450 pounds coming down on that.
that's a lot of beef. Here we go. First and 10 at the 20. Kepke brings him up. As an I formation, Gauthier, the main man at tailback. And he drops. No, a drop play. And he's tackled in the backfield by Dennis Shield. Brought down at the 15.
Well, that is just plain smart football on the part of Dennis Shield, who saw that handoff and had his arms around the legs of the receiver there, the running back, and brought him down before he got a chance to make a move. Credit Dennis Shield with an excellent play on defense.
The draw play was executed beautifully, but Shield was there, was not to be fooled, and that is a sophomore. That's a heads-up play for a sophomore. Here we go, second down and 13. I formation again. And Wagner is flanked off on the left side. Kepke, deep handoff to Gauthier, and he bowls his way ahead for about 5 or 6 yards from here. It's tough to tell. Bruss made the tackle, and Cunningham was there as well.
Looks like they'll mark it short. One of those typical plays where you fall forward and then put the ball a couple of yards in front of you. They're going to give him credit for only about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards, since they were, it was 11 yards to go, third and
Centennial believes they can run. Sean Gauthier is a speedy back, a tailback number 32, and Tim Jackson at fullback. His brother played 2 years ago. 3rd and 8. Kepke looking it over, dropping, rolling to his left. The rush is there, and he fires, overthrows everybody. And that time he was looking for Chris Calusa out there in the right flat, but it wasn't to be had and incomplete.
And behind Calusa, of course, is Tom Huseman. He just about had a hand on the ball to make the interception, but it was so overthrown that even Huseman standing behind Calusa could not reach the ball. And so it falls harmlessly to the ground. It's going to be 4th down for Centennial.
Once again, Jeremy Wick putting the pressure on at outside linebacker. They bring him in those pass situations, and he's there for one reason, chase down the quarterback. And it's 4th and 8. And Centennial punts the ball away. And this is a very mediocre kick fielded at the 42 of the Chiefs by Jay Anderson. And doing the punting that time was Greg Engler, and it looked like he had a shank job that time.
Well, he did. It came off of his foot. It didn't go out of bounds, but it was very short. And so the Jackets take over a very good field position at the Centennial 42-yard line and get a chance to maybe put some more points on the board.
All right, Nystrom flanked off on the right side. Cunningham and Wick, the other backs in the backfield. Labatt gives to Jeremy off tackle right side. And boy, there's some Chiefs there this time, and stacking things up in a hurry. It was number 26, that's Bob Mimbach for the Chiefs.
Well, that time the Chiefs read the flow of the play to the near side, to the right, and followed Wick all the way and finally met him at the line of scrimmage. Actually, he probably lose about a half a yard on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 for the Jackets.
Jackets, pound for pound, are bigger than this team. Centennial, they've got some mental toughness inside. 2nd down and 11. Cunningham, inside trap, he runs into Tim Jackson, the sophomore, just lassoed him and put him right down. A loss of 2.
Tim Jackson, again, the captain for the defense here, 181 pounds, but he is big, just about 6'3" out there, so he manages to tower it up. He saw the play in action and stopped it. They're going to lose another yard. It's going to be 3rd and 12 now for the Jackets. Ball resting on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Tim Jackson kind of wrapped him up that time. 3rd down and 12 for the Jackets. Nystrom flanked right. He's in motion. And he gets the call. They're going off tackle left side. He busts into the secondary. He's got a 1st down. And he's brought down at the 30. And making that tackle there for the Chiefs is Damon Frick.
Well, that time Jeremy Wick showing a lot of speed. He poured it on. Nystrom on the left-hand side. He broke through the line, getting 10 yards. They're going to give him the actually 12 yards for the 1st down.
It's the first time he's carried the ball tonight. You know, in the games before I mentioned he's the money man type. He's the pressure type individual, and I think you just saw a taste of it right there. 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Jackets. Jeremy Wick off tackle, right side, runs in the Chiefs. And he's brought down, a loss of 1. Mimbach is there. Tim Jackson from his linebacker spot, but they hit on him initially.
That time Jeremy Wick showing some speed as he runs to the near side on the right, trying to break the corner, but good pursuit there by the Chiefs on defense. They brought him down. No gain, but 2nd and 10 for the Jackets.
And there's 2:28 to play in the 1st quarter. The score is 3-0 in favor of Cambridge. They've got another drive, potential drive going here. 2nd down and 10. Nystrom in motion again off tackle left side, and he sustained a huge hit from Jackson and finally brought down after a gain of 5.
Pretty much the same play he got the 1st down on just a couple of plays ago. This time being met about halfway to the 1st down mark. It'll be 2nd down, or rather 3rd down now, and about 5.
It is cool out here tonight, isn't it? And you take a look at bare skin. I think that would be cold tonight. The clock has stopped, 2:05. And still a 3-0 score. This is going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 here for the Jackets. And the Jackets still waiting to break out of that huddle. Cunningham, Nystrom, Wick. 3 backs, a lot of talk about them. All of them in the 600-yard area. Labatt hands off to Wick. Off tackle right side. He's got 1 meter beat out there. And he gets to the 20, finally brought down to the 16. Good speed and good balance.
That's a play they like to use Jeremy a lot for, is running wide left and wide right, because he's got the speed to make the corner, and he turned it that time. and managed to pick up the first down, a big first down for the Jackets, as the ball is now marked at the 16-yard line of Centennial, and the Jackets again on the move.
Making the tackle that time was Rob Mimbach for the Chiefs, and this is a very interesting series of plays.
Pretty well shut the door right up the middle.
And there's a minute 45 to play in the first quarter. Nystrom flanked on the right again. Jeremy Wick off tackle. He cuts back inside. Good vision. Yes. And he's brought down to 6.
An extra effort there by Jeremy Wick, who leaped about 4 yards to get down to the 6-yard line. And we'll see if they're going to come in here. That looks very close to a first down, but they're going to call it just short. It'll be 2nd down and 1. They need to get to about the 6, so they mark it just short of the 6-yard line.
Sean Gauthier came up to make the hit, and that time Jeremy just cut back ahead of the hole, actually. Found the blocking. 2nd down and 1. Cunningham's the man this time, and they go straight ahead. And the Chiefs thought that too. He gets the handoff, but he runs into nothing but Centennial Chiefs. I don't know if he has it or not.
I think he's going to be just shy of the first down. Again, that's what he was trying to get that first down at about the 5. They're going to call for a measurement here, and so I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, I think everybody knew that number 34 was going to get the call that time. Jackets basically just stand up and say, hey, we're going to shove it down your throat. It is less than 1, about 7 inches, something in the neighborhood. They should be able to pick that up. 54 seconds to play in the first quarter, and looking to add on to that 3-0 lead.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Casey Cunningham get the call here again. They like to give it to him on the short yardage situations, especially when they need that first down. We've also seen Tom Huseman picking up some of those first downs. We saw that last week.
Yeah. Interesting battle in the trenches tonight. Dennis Scheel up against the senior Andy Saugestad. It's going to be a quarterback sneak, and Labatt plows ahead. He should definitely have the first down, and Cambridge is back in business again.
Yeah, it looked like his forward progress got him near the 5. He was pushed back. It'll depend on the mark of the ball here, but they're marking it right at the 5, so it'll be a first down, 1st and goal for the Jackets at the Centennial Chief 5-yard line.
All right, same situation we had last time. The Jackets had those 2 penalties, illegal procedure. They had to back up and settle for a field goal. This time, I'm sure they want to punch it right in. Labatt brings him up. Hands off to Wick, off tackle, right side. Can he make it in? Yes. He fought off a couple of defenders, and he made it to the flag there and cut right in at the goal line. A touchdown, Jackets.
We've seen that play a few times tonight. Jeremy Wick running wide right to the near side of the field here. He managed to turn the corner and find enough room left. Just touch in and step into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Jackets. 9-0, and they'll try to add to it now with the extra point. Jeremy Wick with some great running tonight for the Jackets.
Here's the extra point. Larkin's usually sharp on these. Yes, good. So the Jackets off to a 10-0 lead. We'll be back right after this.
Again, a pretty good return there for the Chiefs, and they will take over on offense and try and put something together here. They're down by 10 points. A year ago, they found themselves ahead by 14, so this is, I guess, something the Chiefs haven't had to face too much this year. They've won a lot of football games, 9 in a row, some of them real blowouts, and so they're finding that the Cambridge offense is giving them some problems tonight.
Well, field game so far. Jackets have...
Every man was beat. Good piece of running there on a first down for Cambridge.
John Nystrom came to play tonight. He's had some great games this year, but this looks like he's on way to his best. Again, he's in the backfield with Cunningham. And they go with Casey straight ahead. He's got room and a big hole. He's going to go the distance. At the 10. Point after. Lay it down, it's up, and it's good. Okay, we're back. Larkin kicks it at the 10, and finally picked up and brought out to the 28 there. And fielding the ball finally was Rob Minbach. It'll be first and 10 for Chiefs. So Cloquet is ahead of International Falls, 14-0.
I don't know. The experts all say International Falls is the team to beat, but they are being beat right now. Cloquet again 14-0. Thanks, Tim, for the update. And we'll be getting more updates throughout this game from Tim Dale back at the station on the results of that game. The winner of this one plays the winner of that one, so that's why we want to keep a close eye on it.
That's right, and the winner of this one has to go up I-35 and then some. They have to go north. And it's cool out here tonight. It's going to be cold next weekend. There was a lot of indecision on the start of that game, too. If in fact it's going to be on Friday or Saturday. Still waiting to find out all that. There's a penalty against the Jackets. They'll bring up a 1st and 5 situation. I'm going to call it 1st and 10. Spot the ball at the 33. Apparently there was a penalty on the kickoff against the Jackets. They're ready to roll now. Centennial 1st and 10 at the 33. They trail by 17. And there's 51 to play in the second quarter. The game is still young, but the momentum and the command of this game is decisive so far. Rolling out, wants to go deep, pumps it deep, good pass, and caught there at the 38, and hauling it in was Bob Wagner, and that was a rocket.
Well, it was a fine throw by Kepke. He was right on the money with it, and it is going to be a big game for Centennial as they move into Cambridge territory at the 38-yard line.
That was a gain of 32, and Wagner is that 20-yard per catch man who cut back in that time. The coverage was there, and Kepke really fired basically a line drive pass of 45 yards. 1st and 10 at the 38. Centennial. Kepke again, inside pass, breaks in the secondary, got a 1st down, and brought down there at the 34. Coming up to grab that time was Roulette.
And Roulette picking up the all-important 1st down. 2 plays, 2 first downs, one a big one for Centennial. They move right on down the field, and they're picking Cambridge apart with a pass now.
Well, they've got to. They can't stand around. Let this senior load up and fire. If they're going to be a part of this game, they trail by 17. They've got to do it now. And those passes were pretty. They're right on the targets. Flanked off on the left is Bob Wagner, number 81. And Willette is the slot back. I formation. Jackson moved, indecisive, but there's no flags. And across the middle, he's got his man in Galletti. And he's got a 1st down. He's finally hammered out at the 12.
It was interesting there was no flag on that play because the players themselves actually stopped running thinking the flag was coming. No flag at all. And they're calling a timeout there. There's going to be a little bit of a discussion to see what is going on here. Cambridge, certainly, there goes the flag now. Now, how do you figure that?
I don't know. That's what you call home cooking. I bet you the Chiefs are going to be mad about this one.
That flag should have been thrown a minute ago, and nothing was done. The play taken off, they marked the ball, and then all of a sudden the referee pulled the flag out of his pocket.
Well, you know what that means. Instant replay time.
They're going to bring that ball back, and there's going to be some discussion. And of course, head coach Mike Watson over on the far side of the field wants to find out what's going on. He's called the official over there. He's a little upset.
Oh yeah,
and I don't blame him.
A little upset. He's steamed.
I don't blame him at all because that flag should have been thrown. If it wasn't thrown, then it had no right to be thrown.
Watson is hot. He's as red as his jacket.
The call is going to stay, though. It is going to be a motion penalty, and it's going to be marched off 5 yards from the line of scrimmage before the last play. So how do you figure that one?
Well, apparently it was just indecision on an official, and they had a conference. They decided a flag should have been thrown. It looked like, to me, though, it was motion. It looked like Jackson was in motion there, but then it looked like it was all part of the scheme of the play. And there wasn't a flag down or anything.
Well, the players themselves, including the Chiefs, though, look like, hey, sorry we moved. Let's do the play over. And then all of a sudden, no flag, so they continued with the play as it developed. They finished it off. The lines judge went over, he marks the ball, and then all of a sudden the flag comes out of the pocket. It was a totally backwards play the way it should have been, and I don't blame Mike Watson for being a little bit upset about it. But nonetheless, the bottom line shows a break for Cambridge there, because that would have been a 1st down at about the 10-yard line.
Well, that's interesting. Obviously, it was offsides motion. That is the official call. It's going to be on Jackson, the fullback, and it'll bring up a 1st and 15 instead at the 30, instead of a 1st and 10 situation at the 12. You take your pick. And Centennial looking to get back in this thing. Gauthier off tackle. There's a big hole, and momentarily he's finally brought down after a gain of 7. Dennis Shield made the tackle and brought him down at the 21-yard line.
And so that'll get him back across the original line of scrimmage, but still 2nd down and 8 for Centennial. Maybe a short 8 or a long 7. And that time, again, going to the ground, finding a little bit of room there in that defense. You wonder if Cambridge is dropping back a little bit to protect against the passing of Kepke, and they open up the hole in the midline there.
Centennial's doing a nice job of mixing up their plays. They should use that. That's their forte. 2nd down and 7. And they go with Jackson, draw inside, and he's very close to a 1st down. Finally belted down hard at the 15, straight up the field. Who put the shot on him that time? That was Nestle's Crunch.
Now we're trying to get it.
Trigby score that time.
Yes, it was. Trigby score, just standing up to the man and stopping him shy of the throw. Well, they're going to give him credit for the 1st down. I thought
got the short. Apparently he had enough for a 1st down. Spotted at the 15, 1st and 10. Chiefs are in business. 6.5 to play in the half. They trail by 17. Gary Kepke, senior quarterback, pitches back to that's Kaluza that time in the backfield, and he carried for a gain of 4. And making the tackle there was Sean Mankey for the Jackets.
And the ball is going to be marked at the 11-yard line, so getting closer and closer to the goal line. Centennial now not looking like the team they were on the last couple of drives, moving the ball very effectively against this Cambridge defense. And threatening here with about just under 6 minutes to go in the 1st half.
That's right. They can punch one in. Momentum. I'll have some of that. 2nd down and 6 at the 11. Kepke. Quick drop, fires across the middle, and it's tipped around, and it wasn't caught. The Jackets say incomplete, but Valetti, the tight end, thought he had it. And I think he does have credit for it. Spotted at the 1, 1st and goal for Centennial.
Well, a couple of Jackets in there trying to knock it down. Sean Mankey also in there. But apparently the ball was bobbled and then finally fell down into his hands. And they're going to call it complete. 1st and goal at the 1 for Centennial. So kind of a lucky break for him there.
Yeah, well, it makes up for the break that went against them, so everything is even. The score is even in that department. Centennial looking to punch one in here. 1st and less than... Yeah, that was obvious. There's a lot of that going on tonight. And a false start, he moved early, and that's Randy Saugestad.
And we've seen that tonight a couple of times already, except this time it goes against the Chiefs. Same play as it was called on Cambridge before, right at the 1-yard line, but this time the Chiefs show a little motion and they'll back up.
I'll tell you, adrenaline is, it's hard to bottle that stuff. It gets away, and Saugestad is definitely high on it right now, and that's why he moved early. 1st and goal at the 6. Kepke, I formation, brings him up, looks him over. Pitches out to Gauthier. Tries right side, but the Jackets swarm. He's not going anywhere. Brought down at the 7. They're going to have to throw for this touchdown if they want it.
And so it's going to be a loss. Not only the penalty moving him back to the 6, but losing another yard or 2 there as he gets caught in the backfield. And so great pursuit there by the Cambridge defense to get into the backfield and bring him down. 2nd down and 8. And we're going to see Kepke, I'm sure, go to the air here.
Jackets just gang tackle. They're just a swarm. What do they look like? There's something to remind me of it.
Here comes the feed.
A Mack truck when they're all together like that. Those guys are all built so low to the ground. Here we go. 2nd down and 8. Touchdown. Nice play. And a good grab by Bob Wagner. So they strike.
Bob Wagner that time, great effort to catch that ball. It was not thrown that great. It was about a yard behind him. He had to turn quickly, reach out, and pull the ball in. So credit him with a great catch for the touchdown. Centennial right back in this football game.
Well, they can strike. They've got a nice aerial attack, and this is going to be an interesting game before it's all done. Point after coming up. Doing the kicking is Jody Jolly. I kid you not. Soccer-style kicker. It's up. Yes. It's Jolly. It's 17-7. And we'll be back right after this.
Remember the K on Election Day. Just our luck, we'll end up doing a full K.
I know. Take it out of my check. Okay, we are back. Here we go. And that's a high kick brought down at the 7 by Nystrom. He takes it up the field and finally brought down at the 20. There's a flag on the play, too. We'll find out. There's a bunch of them. Boy, they're just flying all over the place now.
Well, normally when you see flags on a kickoff return, it means clipping. We'll see who it goes against here. It normally is against the kicking team, but it can go either way. We'll have to wait for the official call here on this.
They're talking to the Chiefs captain, Tim Jackson, so it looks like this is going to be against the Blue Jackets here. 4:25 to play in the half. Yep, clip, you got that right. You're 1 for 1 for that. Oh, offsetting penalties, huh? Personal foul.
Okay, well, there's why we saw so many flags, because they were laying all over the field.
Yep, there was a late hit on that far side. Apparently, one of the Chiefs tried to lay somebody out when they weren't looking. Looks like they're just going to kick things over here.
I think so. That's what they have to call here. The offsetting penalties, obviously, you can't call the play with an offsetting penalty, so they will re-kick from the same spot, the 40-yard line.
Yep.
And we'll just erase that one.
All right, we'll do that. Well, like we said before, Cole K was upsetting International Falls 14-0. That game is early, though. And as soon as we get the final on that, we'll tell you all about it. Falls was the favorite. Jackets are the favorite here. They're in front, 17-7. 4 is Mulbauer for the Chiefs. Fielded by Huseman and dropped, and then finally Nystrom picks it up at the 10 and runs into a host of Chiefs and brought down at the 21. First and 10 for the Jackets there, and that time Huseman shoveling that ball out didn't help out on that return.
No, it didn't. It ended up about the same place as the previous kick, so really not a whole lot of change here with those offsetting penalties. The Jackets have first and 10 and the ball at the 22-yard line, and they could use some more points on the board with 4:19 to go here in the first half.
Okay, first and 10. Jackets get on the see if they can run the ball down their throat again like they did last time. Cunningham inside. Trap play. Boy, Casey fights for that yardage. He's usually good for like 3 or 4, and making the tackle that time was Damon Frick.
Well, he definitely got 3 yards on that run, and we always say if you can get 3 yards in every play, you win every football game, because you certainly march right down the field. But Casey Cunningham, you mentioned, he's got that power, and he gets a good 3 there. And it's going to be 2nd and 7 now for the Jackets.
3:45 to play in the first half. Jeremy Wick flanked off on the left side. Nystrom, watch this time, he gets it off tackle. They try again. There's a hole there. Momentarily, he picks up 3 yards, and Saugestad and Frick, also Tim Jackson, there in the tackle, finally brought him down to about the 30. It's going to be short of a first down by about 2 yards.
And the Jackets continuing to keep the ball on the ground. It's working for them so far in this game as they lead by 10, 17-7. You might as well go with what's working for you. We have not really seen the ball in the area from Wade Labatt.
Kepke is 5 of 7. He missed his first 2 passes, one intercepted by Cunningham, the other fell to the ground, but ever since he's been hot. 3rd down and 2. Wick flanked off on the left side. Chiefs are pinched in tight. And there's a big hole there, and he's got the first down, I think. Making the tackle that time was number 43 for the Chiefs, and that is Jeff Franson.
Jeff Franson is a senior for Centennial. And and credit him with the tackle there. They are going to measure this, but I think he's got the first down. But we'll wait and see before we call it official here. The Jackets are counting on this first down, or else it's going to bring up a fourth. It's going to be short.
Yeah. You know, the Jackets are sticking with their bread and butter. They have all night, you know. Going with the inside trap play. Not a lot has changed as far as that goes. And that shows you how much power this team has. The scouts up here, they're not dumb. They know what's going on down there, but it's just so impossible to stop some of these plays. All the muscle the Jackets have inside. But it looks like they're going to punt the ball away.
Well, I think that's smart. You should punt the ball away when you're in your own territory. Don't take a chance on not getting the first down and giving up the ball with a good field position.
All right, Labatt fields a snap, gets off a nice punt. It's kind of a knuckleball, and it's fumbled. Yes, it's fumbled. We'll find out who comes up with it at the 47. Oh, the Chiefs came up with it. Yeah, there's a sigh in the crowd here, and boy, that was a knuckleball. You could see that all the way that time, and fumbling it was Ron Bauer, I believe, number 21. He just had problems with that.
Well, actually, he didn't get his hands on it. The ball went through his hands and hit him in the face mask, and bounced forward. A couple of Jackets grabbed it, and finally there was a pileup, and Centennial ended up on top of the ball, so they retained possession. And they're at their own 47.
All right, first and 10. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Chiefs can strike in a hurry. They trail by 10. Wagner flanked off on the right side. And the man with Huseman. Play action, Kepke, good faith, has a man wide open in Valetti. Yes, he's got him at the 22, and a first down for the Chiefs.
Well, that time was Vallette wide open and managed to bring the ball in without any problem. He didn't have any trouble or any interference on that one at all. So the Jackets giving up some room there in that defensive backfield, and they're going to have to watch that because Kepke is not only a good passer, but he's very accurate.
And he faked nice that time. He sucked everybody in. The fullback was expected to block that time. He was wide open. First and 10 at the 21, and they give to Gauthier. And he goes off tackle for about 3. Looked like Brad Johnson was there on the stop. Also Sean Mankey that time for the Jackets.
We've said all season long, if there is a weak spot on the Jacket defense, it's in the defensive backfield. They give up a lot of yards against the long pass. When you have an arm like Kepke has, you have to really watch that carefully tonight.
All right, flanked off is Wagner. The 20 yards for catchman. Kepke dropping, looking to throw, getting pressure, fires out of the end zone. No, you can't call grounding on a situation like that. He fired out of the back of the end zone, but you can't call intentional grounding. It has to be a shorter pass.
You could probably give him the field goal on that, though, as it split the uprights, but he just threw it away. No, he was definitely throwing the ball away, but the fans, the hometown fans wanted a grounding there, but not when you throw the ball 30 yards down the field. So, no, incomplete.
No such thing. All right, 3rd down and 7. A minute 11 to play right before halftime. 17-7 Cambridge. The Chiefs are threatening. Flanked off is Willett on the right side. And Kepke dropping, looking to fire across the middle for Valetti. Intercepted by Labatt in the end zone. And he brings it out. Instead of keeping it in the end zone, he brings it out to the 10. But the Jackets stopped that drive with the interception there. Labatt came up with the ball.
Well, a nice piece of work there. Wade Labatt actually bounced off a couple of players, and then finally he pulled it down in the end zone. Came out of the end zone to return it all the way to about the 10-yard line. And so the Jackets take over 1st and 10 at their own 10, and a big break.
Yeah, that time he threw in a crowd. Valetti was crowded there, and bounced off his hands and went into Labatt's. And they go with Nystrom off tackle. He's in the secondary. Good balance and finally brought down at the 32. And he almost went the distance again.
It's going to be a 22-yard run as he picked hole after hole in that Centennial defense, finally coming up with a big run. The Jackets not wasting any time coming up to the line.
Hey, give those guys on that left side some credit. Morissette and Bruss, there's some balls there. 50 seconds to play in the first half. Labatt gives to Nystrom again off tackle, and they're just chewing up that side. He's got a first down, and he's finally wrestled out at the 48. Ken another big run for Nystrom.
Nystrom having just an excellent night so far in this first half. Credit him with a big gain again for the first down as the ball all the way up to the 48-yard line. And so the Jackets on the move. They also stop the clock. Wise move by Nystrom to get out of bounds here.
And you know, there's definitely a weakness on the Centennial team on that side. They keep chewing up that side, and right now they're picking on Jeff McClellan and Damon Frick for the Chiefs. They're picking on that side, and they've got to solidify that side here. They're going to get chewed up all night. Brings up a 1st and 10 at the 49, and there's 40 seconds to play in a half. Nystrom again, same playoff tackle, and this time they chop it down a little bit better. Tim Jackson from the inside linebacker spot, and a gain of 4.
And the Jackets will use one of their timeouts here, but you look at a team now, Doug, with a minute to go in the first half. They're on their own 10-yard line. A lot of teams would say, let's run out the clock, protect our 10-point lead, go into the locker room at halftime. The Jackets say, no way, we're going to try and put more points on the board. A couple of big runs. They're already into Centennial space here, and with 35 seconds to go, they could be a threat here yet in this first half.
Well, why not? Because, you know, you look at it to get that score right before halftime. That is so much momentum, and the way they stopped the Chiefs in a drive in which they were going to score really helped. And then here, if they could pick up some points before halftime, that would make that 17-7 score inflate even more for the Jackets. They'd definitely be in the driver's seat if they picked up a score right before halftime.
And you look like a guy like, Peter the Foot Larkin. He's a good kicker, and he could come in here and put 3 points on the board. He can kick them from quite a ways out, so we'll see how close they can get here and what comes about with this 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, well, I think he's definitely capable of hitting a 40-yarder, but they are going into the wind, too. So a long field goal attempt would be very tough. 2nd down and 6 at the 48 of the Chiefs. Jackets with the ball. Nystrom flanked on the right side. Jeremy Wick off tackle with sweep. Here they come. Speed to burn. He's got a first down. We're very close to it. We'll find out. Brought out at the 40.
Looks like he's going to have the first down. Now they finally stopped the clock, so they're going to give him the first down. I didn't know if he got out of bounds, but I didn't see an official stopping the clock at all. It is wound down to 28 seconds, and it is going to resume, so he did not get out of bounds.
You know, the Jackets are just using good old-fashioned speed and power out there. You've got the Chiefs in those departments. 1st and 10, Nystrom off tackle. And he runs into some people, but boy, he keeps it going on his own. He picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards. And on the tackle that time was Valetti.
Jackets using another timeout here. The ball is marked at the Centennial 36-yard line, and there is exactly 10 seconds on the clock. I think we're going to probably see Wade throw it up in the air here and hopefully find the man near the goal line, or at least within field goal range, hopefully out of bounds with a tick or 2 on the clock and maybe put 3 points on. But you have to look for Wade to go to the air.
In this situation, the guy I would like would be Jeremy Wick or John Nystrom. They've got the best speed in the backfield. And to flank one of those guys out, send them deep, try to burn them.
But with 10 seconds to go, you chew up a lot of time on that clock running the ball. So if they do throw and it falls incomplete, they get one more chance. Running the ball, we'll see what they do here. But I think they really would like to get into field goal range. We'll see what George Larson calls.
Well, if they run the ball, they've only got time for one more play. That's plain and simple to see. So, and if they pass the ball, that could be the case too. But we'll find out. Huseman is in there, and he's good on these gadget plays. He's in there at fullback now in place of Cunningham. 2nd down and 5, 10 seconds to go at the 35. Statue of Liberty. Huseman's got the ball, but no, they're not biting. The Chiefs stop him. And there's 3 seconds, 2 seconds. That'll do it. That is the end of the first half.
Out of the game, that's for sure. Just think we show Nystrom at about 625 yards on the season. If he'd have played against North Branch, it'd probably be over 700 yards. So just a great man in John Nystrom, not only when he has the ball, but also when he doesn't, because on defense, he can be very effective as well.
And you know something else? He loves the game. I had to throw in that Mark Winter line there. All these guys love the game out here. That's what he would say if he were here. And that's probably probably why he's not here.
Well, I do too, and I'm tickled to be here. This is a great football game, and I'm enjoying it immensely as we get ready to start the second half with the play-by-play. Here's Doug Ritter.
Okay, getting set to start here. Nystrom is back deep on the 10, and you get to see the Jackets here on offense right off the bat. Doing the kicking here is going to be Muehlbauer for the Chiefs, and a decent kick. Nystrom fields it at the 16, takes it down the right side, runs into a few Chiefs, and finally brought down at the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackets, and the machinery, the heavy artillery, gets out on the field already.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully the Jackets can pick up where they left off in the first half. They moved the ball down the field very effectively against the Chief defense, and they'll come out now and try and move the ball again. A very important drive, I think, here to start off the second half.
Okay, 1st and 10. Spot the ball at the 27. Labatt, the sophomore, he's been cool as of late. Showing a lot of poise for a sophomore. Very impressive. Gives to Cunningham. Oh boy, runs in a few white jerseys after a gain of 2. And making the hit that time is Saugestad. But something you notice about Cunningham when he carries that ball, you tackle him, you go for a ride for 2 yards.
Well, that's true. He really is a tugboat to pull down, and you also notice he's got both arms wrapped around that football, too. You don't see him fumble very often. It's very tough to get the ball away from Casey Cunningham when he's on the move.
2nd down and 8. Wick is flanked off on the left side. Watch for Nystrom going off tackle. Yeah, they do it again. Here they come. And the Chiefs. And a little better pursuit this time after a gain of 3. Tim Jackson helping out that time. Damon Frick was there. Also, Jeff McClellan, number 87 for the Chiefs.
He'll pick up a couple of yards, still about 4 yards for the first down. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Jackets. And again, they've been trying so far here in the second half, running wide left and right instead of going at the middle of Centennial. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and 4.
You'd think the Chiefs are onto that, but when you got that power, that physical capability, you can outman them. 3rd down and 4. Nystrom again, off tackle. He's not going to have the first down. He's piled up there by number 73 for the Chiefs, and that is Ken Wagner.
Ken Wagner actually saved the first down, and it's going to be 4th down and a short 1. They won't even bother. Well, they are going to bring out the chains, but he definitely looks like he's shy of that first down.
It's tough to tell, though, from this angle. As they bring the chains out here, they could have a good possibility. Let's see. No, they don't have it. It's short by, half a yard at least.
So about 10 inches short, so I think with a 10-point lead, you almost have to kick the ball away. You don't want to take any chances at this point, and I think we'll probably see them punt the ball.
And there's indecision in the Jackets huddle. They're bringing them back in there. We're going to try this one again.
It is 4th down, about 10 inches to go. They're going to go for it. They changed their huddle. It looked like they changed their line.
Piling up in there defensively. 4th and a foot. They go. Jeremy Wick straight ahead. He's got a first down. And he's up to the 40 with it.
Well, what do you know? In the first half, I thought maybe they might go for it. They ended up punting the ball. Here, you'd almost think they should punt it, but Jeremy Wick gets a big first down for the Jackets. Ball marked right at the Cambridge 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Cambridge.
And that's just good old-fashioned football there. A straight dive play. That was right over there on the number 4 hole. There we go. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 38. And it's Cunningham inside. He runs into nothing but a pile of Chiefs. He might have picked up one. That inside handoff there to Cunningham.
And number 44, that is Tim Jackson with the tackle there for Centennial. And he's having a pretty good night tonight as well.
Tim Jackson had a brother named Joe Jackson that played 2 years ago, number 44, a big stocky individual, weighed about 200 pounds, and was kind of the same mold. And it's 2nd down and 8. Nystrom flanked on the right side. And they go with Wick off tackle. He's got a little bit of room momentarily, but dropped after a gain of 1. And making the stop that time was Rob Mimbach for the Chiefs.
It looked like he might find a hole there, but he hesitated for a moment. That allowed Centennial to close the hole and stop him with a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now for the Jackets at their own 44.
Centennial Chiefs, coached by Mike Watson. Good man to talk to. And, of course, the great one, George Larson, the Jackets. All those wins, over 200 lifetime. 3rd and 7. Nystrom in motion to the left. He gets the ball this time. They're going to try off tackle. He's got a first down. He cuts back and finally wrestled down at the 40. And a nice cutback that time by Nystrom. Got him the first down. Mimbach on the tackle.
Mimbach with a great tackle there. He saved another touchdown for Cambridge as there is penetration in the defensive line. And finally, it takes Rob Mimbach, who is playing the linebacker position, to come in and make the tackle. So Cambridge, a big first down. They are into Centennial territory at the 39.
And there's 8:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 17-7. They go with Cunningham inside. He's got some room. Yeah, he's got a first down. Finally brought down at the 27.
Wagner with a tackle there. And Casey Cunningham showing great strength there. Again, it took Wagner about 5 to 7 yards to bring him down. So that's where we see the effectiveness. Casey Cunningham carrying those tacklers and always picking up another 3 to 5 to 7 yards, just falling on the ground.
Showed some good moves that time, too. He can cut. It's 1st and 10 at the 27. Nystrom in motion. He gets the call. Here it comes. And he's brought down after a gain of 3. And coaches up here in the box say Casey didn't block anybody. Well, can he take a break one play?
Well, I don't know. I think that Casey Cunningham's having a great night. Nystrom with a good night. Jeremy Wick having a good night. These guys, week after week, they show what they're made of. They're doing very well.
We're talking about All-State. Cunningham would be a possibility. I'd say Nystrom is looking like it tonight. 2nd down and 8. There's movement, and the Chiefs say it could be the Jackets. They're pointing fingers out there.
Well, no argument.
All over the place. Looks like the right side of the interior line was indecisive with the cadence that time. They're going to back up the Jackets and clip them for a 5 spot. Yep. Brings up 2nd down and 13. Sorry.
Cambridge knew it, of course. They didn't argue the point at all. They just backed up into their huddle. They'll come at it again, 2nd and 13.
Right, loss of 5. 7:21 to play in the 3rd. Nystrom flanked on the right side. Cunningham inside trap. Breaks into the secondary momentarily. I thought it was going to be one of those long distance runs, but no. He's brought down after a gain of 8.
Jeff Franzen with a great tackle for Centennial. He was on the ground, but managed to reach up and bring his man down while lying on the ground. So a good tackle there by Jeff Franzen for the Chiefs.
Jackets keep this drive going. Very impressive job chewing up a large portion of the 3rd quarter. All of it, to be exact, so far. 3rd down and 7. Cunningham inside. He just shifts across there and cuts across off guard, and he's good for a gain of 3.
He may be very close to the first down. He may indeed have the first down. We'll have to see where they mark the ball. From here, it looks like he should have that first down. I think at the very least, they are calling an official timeout. They're going to bring in the chains and measure this one. But I think he's got the first down. It's going to be very close.
Well, I think you might be right.
The ball is resting on the 16-yard line. If it is a first down, it'll be a real threat for Cambridge.
They've got it. First down, Jackets. All right. 1st and 10 coming up here, and 6:32 to play in the 3rd quarter. And they are ahead 17-7, and the ball is at the 16 of the Chiefs. Chiefs, though, they can get tough inside the 20. We'll see if it happens this time, or we'll just see it. The Jackets simply blow them away. Labatt, the sophomore. Hands off to Nystrom, and he's tackled immediately in the backfield. A nice play there by Mimbach. And boy, there's a big loss. Call it a loss of about 8.
Yeah, Rob Mimbach, he read that one all the way, managed to bust through the line immediately and get into the backfield to bring him down. So big loss for the Jackets. It moves the ball back to the 21-yard line. And so call it a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Tough to tell up here. Yeah, 2nd down and 15. At the 21. 5:58 to play in the 3rd. Jackets lead 17-7. Cunningham again inside, and he busts into the secondary and brought down at the 6.
That's a first down.
Boy, they just can't stop that guy.
Casey Cunningham, he is a workhorse, and he picked up the first down. It's going to be marked at the 5-yard line. They're calling an official timeout to measure it, but the nose of the ball is almost to the 5, and they just had to get to about the 5.5, so this again should be a first down. We'll see what the measurement shows.
It is the first down.
At the 6, first and goal for the Jackets. And this drive has been all on the ground, all muscle for the Jackets, and a very impressive drive.
Yeah, it's been looking good, and a lot of it's Casey Cunningham. He has some big gainers in there, 12, 8, and 18 yards. And you look at key plays in the drive, he's the one that's producing this time. Also, Nystrom had a nice run of 21 yards to get this thing rolling before midfield. Here it comes, first and goal at the 6. Nystrom in motion. Johnny's got the ball this time. He's going off tackle left, cuts back. No, he runs into Tim Jackson at the 4.
He'll get a yard, about a yard and a half on the play. It'll be second down and 4 from the 4 for the Jackets. Short yardage, the Centennial Chiefs get pretty tough on defense here. And so you'll find Cambridge swinging out wide left and right, trying to turn the corner to get in the end zone, because it's very difficult to move against the Chiefs right up the middle when you get in these short yardage situations.
All right, second down and 4. 4:53 to play in the third. Jackets looking to add to 17-7. Inside, Cunningham finds the seam and nice run. The hole was clogged. He cut outside, found the end zone. Touchdown, Jackets.
Now credit the offensive line for the Jackets with giving Cunningham the touchdown. Cunningham managed to come up to a wall of Jackets in front of him. He just kind of felt his way along the side and finally turned the corner and stepped into the end zone. Great blocking by the offensive line for Cambridge. Sometimes they don't get enough credit. We credit these fullbacks with a lot of great runs, and they deserve it, but some great blocking there by the offensive line.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget about the lineman. Here's the extra point. It's good. And the Jackets are in command again. 24-7. Centennial's got to hustle. We'll be back after this.
Just giving us a scoop on that game. You know?
I know. He's a nerd. If you can find an update again when we get back here, just work on that, Timmer. Okay, we are back. Jackets 24-7, and there's 4:45 to play in the third. Here's Larkin's kick, and it's fielded there at the 18. Taken up the middle, there's room. At midfield, it's Mimbach, and finally dropped out at the 46. Rob Mimbach, who made some big tackles on that drive, looked good on that kickoff.
Well, he's a big man. He's a senior, and he's got a lot of height. He got the speed going, got into Cambridge territory, and they'll mark it at the Cambridge 46-yard line. Excellent field position for Centennial. Certainly can't count them out of this game yet.
No. They can strike in a hurry. The lightning flies all over the place. They will be looking to put the ball up in the air, with the exception of a few drop plays and maybe a pitch out once in a while. I would think it's all going to be on the ground from through the air here on out. In motion is Willett. Kepke gives to Gauthier straight up the middle, and he's got a first down and more, and knocking people over on the way. He simply knocked Jay Anderson to the turf and finally brought down at the 23.
He avoided tackle after tackle, and then finally it took about the third or fourth man to bring him down. But it's going to be a big play from the 46-yard line. He moves down to the 23.
Boy, they found something there, because we're talking about keeping it through the air, and then immediately they come right up the middle of the 23-yard run. What a goofy game this is. It's first and 10. I formation again. Will let in motion. Kepke, he's going to throw, looking and down the sideline. He fires. This one's going to be out on the track. And his man was covered that time. He was going for Chris Kaluza, but the coverage was there, and he just threw it.
Well, that time his man was double covered. It was a timing play where you run for the corner and I'll hit you there, but he just overthrew him on purpose because he could see the defensive coverage was more than his man could handle. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 as the ball remains at the Cambridge 23-yard line.
Keep in mind, 2 years ago in the section championship, Centennial came back from a 24-7 deficit against the Mora Mustangs to win the section and go on to the Metro Bowl. 2nd down and 10, and it's Gauthier again, straight up the middle, and he's got about 7 yards, brought down at the 16, and the tackle made by Cunningham, and Trigby score.
Not a first down, but he'll be short of it. It's going to be 3rd down and, well, just a couple of yards here for the first down, followed 3rd and long with 3. 3:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Cambridge out in front by 17.
Right. And the ball is spotted at the 17. How ironic. Flanked off on the left this time is going to be Kaluza, number 25. Kepke looks it over. 3rd and 4. Big play for the Chiefs. Willett in motion. Kepke gives. Gauthier straight up the middle. And piles ahead. Fumbles the ball. I think the Jackets have it. Has the ball. Tom Gisman came up with a fumble.
And another break. We've seen a lot of mistakes made by these Centennial Chiefs when they get deep into Cambridge territory. And now we see some flags flying. There's going to be some personal fouls being issued here as some tempers start to flare out on the field.
Yeah, like I said, they're going to rumble out here tonight. Dave Whitmore was getting into it with Huseman.
It is a personal foul against Centennial, and that is going to definitely hurt them here.
Well, the official made the call and said the Jackets had the ball, and Whitmore kept trying to pry it away from Huseman, and Huseman didn't like that. And they started to exchange recipes right there at the 20.
Good example of frustration there to lose the ball on the fumble and then kind of get a little hot-headed about it, so it cost him 15 yards there.
Well, that's the American way. Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 28. And it's Cunningham inside trap play. Piles ahead after a gain of 3. A good run, just a surge there. You got to get a lot of credit to the gut of the interior line. You're talking about Corey Bruss, Jim Siri.
Well, they are effective, and week after week they find the openings and open up those holes for those big fullbacks to pick up the big yardage. So you have to really credit that offensive line. They're big and they're tough.
Yeah, 2nd down and 6, 2:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Jeremy Webb flanked off on the left-hand side. Nystrom off tackle. Here they come, and Milbach says, I'm waiting at the 30 and threw him down for a loss of 3.
Also, Muehlbauer in there with a tackle, so they get him in the backfield, and Cambridge will come up with a loss on this play. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, loss of 2 on the play.
Nice job. I'll tell you, Milbach is the man for the Chiefs tonight. He's the best-looking ball player as far as this game is concerned tonight. We have seen a good all-around athlete out there. It's 3rd down and 8. 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Cunningham inside, trap play, and he chugs ahead for a gain of 2, maybe 3, making the tackle that time. McClellan was there, and also Damon Frick.
And I'm sure we'll see Cambridge punt the ball on 4th and 4. But you see, even though they did not have a lot of success moving the ball down the field, the fumble is going to enable them to kick this ball back down the field and make Centennial start over again, minus a lot of time on the clock. So a real tough fumble for Centennial and a big break for the Jackets.
It was. They've hurt themselves a lot tonight. Labatt fields the snap at the 20, lets it fly. This has got a lot of distance on it and fielded at the 39. He didn't cough it up this time. And that is John Gressback. It'll be 1st and 10 right there for the Centennial Chiefs. And Tim, back in the station, if you can give us an update on that OK International Falls game, we'll take that whenever you can. All right, just to pass that on to you. See the Chiefs again on offense here. What do you think? Going up upstairs with it, think they'll put the ball up?
Well, I think they have to. They're down by 17 points, a little over 1 quarter to go in this game. They're going to have to air it out here.
Okay, flanked off is Wagner. He's the man to watch. He's going to play a big role here late in the game. 20 yards per catch this year. Kepke. Side formation. Play action. No, reverse. And cutting back in with it is Chris Willett. And he picks up 2 yards at the most. That wasn't going anywhere.
No, those trick plays don't work very well against Cambridge. We've seen other teams try them, and they don't work too much at all. In fact, we've seen most of them go for a loss on the play. At times, Centennial saying, well, let's see if we can fool them a bit. But you can't fool these Jackets. They're a good defense. Give them credit for 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Right, 2nd down. And waiting for Kepke to go deep again. 2nd down and 7. Deep drop. Lets it fly across the middle. Picked off. 42. Labatt coming up with a catch.
Wade Labatt, what effort by Wade Labatt. He dove about 4 yards to make an interception. And the Chiefs saying he trapped it, but he did not. The official right there to call it the interception complete to Wade Labatt. And another tough break for Centennial.
Well, from one quarterback to another. Labatt back there in the secondary is a good ball hawk. That was a good idea. They had to stick him back there. He's got 2 interceptions tonight. The first time he's played any defense all year. And 1st and 10 at the 42. Cunningham breaks into it again. And to the linebacking core, a gain of 8. They bring him down at midfield.
And again, the Cambridge Jackets showing how effective they can be running the ball. Big 8-yard pickup there. And it's going to be 2nd down and 2. And I think that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Yep, time is the ticket.
They won't have to move the ball much as they change quarter here because the nose of it is right on the 50-yard.
One more quarter to go. Jackets are in command again, 24-7. We'll be back after this. Bad. I gotta piss so bad I can taste it. What? I gotta piss so bad I can taste it. And believe me, it's not sweating out of me. Yeah, right now. Okay, thanks a lot, Tim. And Cunningham gets the call. He's very close to 1st down. We got a man down on the field. We're talking Casey. It looked like when he was brought down there on that play, his knee was stretched out to the side, kind of.
Well, he's moving both legs pretty well. I think maybe he might have the wind knocked out of him.
He's just moving his left leg.
We'll have to wait and see here.
I shouldn't put a scare in anybody, but I've felt the knees go before. That didn't look very pretty, and sure enough, they're looking right at his right knee. Lying down there at the 48-yard line.
International Falls coming back now. The 4th quarter just getting underway in the Falls, and they put some points on the board anyway. 14-6 with Cloquet out in front. So interesting game up in International Falls. IF.
Yes. And this place is quiet right now. Yeah, it looks like they're moving his right leg. Looks like a little bit of movement there. So anyway, there is a man down on the field. We'll take a timeout. Be back right after this. Take one.
You know what's happening?
What?
I'm giving the scores to them, and they go and give it to him, and then he tries to give it to us. Hogan!
He's up on his feet. He's walking off in his own power. There's a slight limp, and the crowd gives him a big round of applause there. He deserves it. And he's going to sit down for a while. They'll put Huseman in at fullback, and he's a very good replacement at fullback. He's quick off the mark. Here we go. 1st and 10 at the 47 for the Jackets. And a fumbled snap. And Labatt is back on it. Now, isn't that interesting? A lot of times in sports, you have a delay like that, and something screws up. And sure enough, he fumbled the snap, but he got right back on it.
They're going to wrap that right knee of Casey Cunningham to try and keep the swelling down, so he may have just strained it a little bit. And we hope that he'll be all right. He was walking okay, though, so apparently it's not too serious.
The question is, can he run? And I'll tell you what, if you're looking at 11 minutes left in this game, you got Huseman, you got all that depth out there, I'd take him to the locker room. No sense in letting that thing stay out here on a cold night. A knee like that. All right, 2nd down and 11. Nystrom flanked on the right side. And they go with Jeremy. Crossbuck play, breaks the secondary at the 30, at the 20. He stays in now. It's touchdown Jackets.
Jeremy Webb does some fantastic running, breaking about 7 tackles, and finally finding a hole along the near sideline. He ran all the way into the end zone, and just some great individual effort there on the part of Jeremy Webb. What a run. And it was a 50-yard run is what it amounted to. 47, and we're going to prep 47 yards.
The key was he kept great balance there at the 15. He stayed in bounds with it. Excellent run. Extra points. Lay it down, up, and it's good. Jackets really steamrolling now. 31-7. There's 10:45 to play. Back on the Cougars. What?
Come on, balls.
I know.
We're doing a good job of blocking you guys.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing at all. Just one. Okay, we're back. Here's Larkin's kick. Fielded at the 12. And it's Gressback. No, it's Kaluza. In any event, he's going down at the 27. And it's hard to believe. We're looking at another route. I thought this game would be close tonight.
Well, it was a close game for a while, but Cambridge has blown this one apart, mainly on mistakes by Centennial. We've seen 2 or 3 interceptions, some fumbles, and Cambridge has definitely taken advantage of every mistake Centennial has made tonight.
Just looking down there at the bench, they still have Cunningham out there. Like I say, you're ahead 31-7. They can polish this thing off without him. Take him to the locker room. Get him out of the cold. 1st and 10. And they give a counter play inside to Willette. And he picks up 6. And finally he's shoved back on his back.
So the defense stays tough for the Jackets tonight. They are hungry for this one. They feel good about it. And so they gang up there and gang tackle on defense. And they're going to try and hold them here and get that ball back.
Jackets, all they have to do is chew up 10 minutes. Centennial, I'm thinking they're going to put the ball up in the air here shortly. Kepke's 6 of 11. They're just pitching out. Sean Gauthier. And a gain of 3. But that's not going to pull off any miracles. Apparently, Centennial and Watson, the whole bunch, they might be thinking, hey, let's just see if we can plug in another touchdown or so. And because 31-7 with 9 minutes to play, it's hard to think it can happen. I guess it could, but you have a 2% chance. All right.
Well, something seems to be wrong here.
Could be too much time.
We don't see a flag, however. Officials call a timeout.
Officials timeout. Apparently they just wanted to respot the ball there. Now they're ready to roll with it again. They do that every once in a while. Third down and 3. 9:12 to play in this game. Wagner flanked off on the left side. And Sean Gauthier again. No, check the tailback. Now it's Palooza. And he picks up a first down after a gain of 8.
Palooza that time just running off tackle left, finding a few yards. But it is interesting with 9 minutes to go in this game that Centennial doesn't put that ball in the air. They've had some interceptions, but they're certainly not going to catch up in this game by running those short 2- and 3-yard running plays.
Or maybe they're just conceding it right now, the way it's looking. Kepke dropping. Fires across the middle. He's got Valetti in and out of the hands, so he could have had it, but he dropped it at the 45.
I think we're going to see Valetti and also a man by the name of Chad Wagner. Those names are going to pop up a lot in the remainder of this game as long as Centennial has possession of the ball. Kepke's got a great arm, and he's going to have to throw the ball that time right on the money, but Valetti couldn't quite hang on to it.
All right, brings up a second down and 10. There's 8:44 to play, and the clock stops, and an incompletion. Really good news to that play for the Centennial Chiefs. At the 41, Wagner flanked off on the right side. Great speed. We've seen him go deep once, and he snagged one for 32 yards. Kepke. Draw play. Yeah, it's going to Palooza, and he breaks into the secondary momentarily. Dropped down after a gain of 7, just short of the midfield stripe.
Not a bad run. He probably would have had the first down if he hadn't have slipped and fallen right after he got the ball, but still managed to get up and pick up about 7 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and a long 2 now for the Chiefs, and the ball at the 48-yard line at their own 48.
Boy, it is brisk out here tonight, though, isn't it? I mean, it was 51 degrees last night, and now it's going to be less than 30. I mean, how can they do that to me?
Hold on.
Yeah. Let them make it. 3rd down and 2. Kepke inside. Slant pass. He's got his man at the 40. And coming up with the grab that time was Chris Kaluza.
Kaluza making a fine grab to pick up the first down for Centennial. That moves the ball down to the Cambridge 39-yard line. They also will stop the clock until they can mark it, but then the official started rolling again, so I think we'll see Centennial with a brief huddle here, and that's exactly it. They come up to the line quickly for the next play.
Chiefs got a lot of guys that look alike. Mimbach, Kaluza, and Willette. They all basically in the same jersey number category. Kepke, deep drop, fires across the middle, almost picked off by Nystrom out there at free safety at the 15, and really nobody in the area that time.
I don't know what he was doing there, if it was a timing play and his man turned the wrong way, but Nystrom, the only one in the area, he got a hand on it, but it falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Chiefs with 7:43 to go in this football game. 31-7, Cambridge out in front, late in the game.
2nd down and 10 is what we have here, and it's inside the 40. Kepke dropping, looking for the first down marker. He's got his man out of bounds at the 28, and coming up with the ball that time was Wagner.
Well, that's what Centennial has to do now. The Chiefs, if they want to try and put some points on the board, they're going to have to try and go through the air, hit those sidelines, make the receptions, and get out of bounds. You use up 5 to 6, 7 seconds on the clock. You can move the ball effectively without using much time, and time is their enemy right now, and that's what they did there and picked up some fine yards. First down, Chiefs.
I think they might have waited too long to do all this. 1st and 10. I formation for the Chiefs. Kepke, that senior quarterback with the arm, gives to Gauthier straight up the middle, and he busts into the secondary. He's down at the 8. A quick opener, and Sean Gauthier was looking for the end zone and brought down at the 8.
John Nystrom making the tackle at the 8-yard line. If it wasn't for Nystrom there, it would have been a touchdown for the Chiefs. So Nystrom had to make a running tackle, finally bringing him down. It's going to be 1st and goal for Centennial at the Cambridge 9-yard line.
That was a good looking play that time. A lot of speed. They got their tailback on that guy. Kepke looking for the slant for the TD. He's got a man out there and a touchdown. And he ended up going out here to Chris Willette for the touchdown, and the Chiefs still trying to make something out of this.
Well, that time again, Kepke just swinging back and then to his left, finding his open man on the near side for a touchdown. And they are still not out of this football game. They're currently trying for the extra point, which would make it 31-14, putting him down by 17. Still, they would need a couple touchdowns and a field goal to tie this game, but anything can happen.
That was a nice looking drive by the Chiefs, but I think it's looking like it's going to end up too little too late. We'll see what happens here. Look for the onside kick coming up. There's Jolly's kick, and they're going to fake it and go for the two-pointer. And rolling out with it and firing the ball and kicked off in the end zone, and it's dead play anyway, and they come up short, no points. Was Palooza trying to find somebody open in the end zone, but no, he throws an interception instead of the two-point play. That is that. They come up with 6. It's 31-13 back right after this.
Tim, I want a final on that game as soon as you have it. If you call up there and the game's not over yet, tell them to call you the instant the game ends. Tell them to call collect to get you the score. So I want to be the first on the air with the final score in that other game. Try and stay on top of that. Good job tonight.
Taking off number 25.
Okay, we are back. 7 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the game, and it was a touchdown pass. Gary Kepke to Chris Willett. Kepke has 2 touchdown passes tonight, both of them from 8 yards out, the other to Wagner.
Okay, they're gonna
trail off 31-13. There's 7:17 to play, and you got to be thinking onside kick right here. Kaluza, and you got good hands here on the front line. Labatt's out there, Huseman. These guys can field an onside kick. And there it is. It doesn't go nearly far enough, about 3 yards. And down at the 42, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackets there.
It looked like it might be a pretty good onside kick, but after it took its first bounce, it kicked back and ended up only going about 4 yards rather than the 10 yards it has to go. Yep. So again, a tough break for Centennial. It's the bounce of the ball hurt them.
Yeah. Just ran on the gas on that one. Now Cambridge can just put this thing in cruise control and chew up the clock. They've been basically winning that battle at the line of scrimmage. That's how they get the job done. That's why they're moving on to 10-1. Jeremy Wick off tackle, breaks into the secondary. Boy, he just knocks it out. He's got a first down and a gain of 12.
Well, he looked like he was down once, and then he was still going. It looked like he was down again, and he was still going. Finally, we looked down there, 12 yards, and he's still on his feet.
He's tough.
Jeremy Wick, great running.
Very tough.
First down Jackets. 28-yard line of Centennial. They threaten again with 7 minutes to go.
They got to score 3 times.
Yeah, 7 minutes out in the cold. Come on, let's put a wrap on this thing, Jackets. Chew up the clock. All right, the give to Huseman. He runs right in to Tim Jackson, and Tim Jackson says, I'm a senior. I want to throw you on the turf. Yeah. Look at him. He's a tough little guy.
That time, Corey Morissette, who is a big man himself, fell over backwards over his own man, and he got up looking around to see if someone pushed him, but there was nobody there. I think he might have felt a little embarrassed there. But
yes, what he got? Okay. Yeah, that's quite a game. Cloquet beat International 14-12.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim, for that.
All right, we were the first to bring you that one. And off tackle with it is Jeremy Wick. He's got a gain of 5. So repeating once again, it was Cloquet over International Falls, 14-12. The winner of this game, which looks to be the Jackets at this point, will travel to Cloquet.
And we will be there.
That's right. We'll be there. So, 3rd and 6 coming up. That is an upset. A lot of people thought International Falls. Even a month ago, everybody was talking International Falls.
International Falls 12.
And just was an announced on the PA system thanks to us. And Tim, to think it started with you. And boy, the power of radio.
Well, the fans pretty happy that Cloquet beat International Falls. They feel that the Jackets will have an easier time against Cloquet than they will against International Falls. But they're all tough at this point in the season.
Well, you know, the only thing to battle up in Cloquet is the smell of that city, isn't it?
We will find out.
Yeah, there's taconite plants up there. All right, 3rd down and 6. Nystrom and Huseman in the backfield. Nystrom's going to get a call this time. He comes inside, a handoff, and a gain of 4 up to about the 20. Going to be short of the first there by about a yard. Looking at 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
And the clock continues to roll, and Centennial not showing too much concern. Of course, it's pretty well out of their reach right now. The Jackets are going to win this game and play croquet and cloquet 1 week from tonight.
Nystrom flanked on the right. In motion to the left. Labatt wants to throw. And he's got a completion. Yes, and he's out of bounds. Kyle Thomas, the man he hit at the 11, and that is the first time the Soft has put the ball up in the air tonight.
And complete, so he's 100% tonight.
Yeah, he's got a great percentage. Kepke is 8 of 15 tonight. Not his best night, but he's going to make a very good college quarterback. I'd say he's definitely Division II material. And we're looking at 1st and 10 at the 11. Labatt gives to Huseman inside, handoff, touchdown,
We talked about Tommy Huseman, and he is a great fullback. He doesn't start at that position, but boy, when they need him, you talk about depth on this team. When a man like Tom Huseman can come in and run like that, that shows depth on your fullback position, and the Jackets have plenty of that. Touchdown, Cambridge.
I'll tell you, you're looking at a blowout here in the section final. There's people across the state, they're going to be scared of this team. Here comes the extra point. Labatt gets the snap, they lay it down, Larkin with the kick, and it's up and good. And it is 38-13. We'll be back right after this. I'm fucking full line. I feel bad about that. Why don't you fire me? So I don't have to fucking go.
We should have first right at that phone line anyway. We're the hometown team.
Okay. Just okay, we are back. Larkin all set to do the kicking. And Mike Watson of Centennial has to be wondering what's going on. There's the boot, fielded at the 6. Taken straight up the middle and finally hammered to the turf there is Dave Halverson for the Chiefs. Centennial will give it another shot on offense. And I'd just like to throw something about the Chiefs. I had a chance to talk with Mike Watson. It's always a joy to talk to him. He's a fine individual. He's a heady coach. And, I'm sure he expected a tight game here tonight. And he has to be in awe of what the Jackets have done tonight.
Well, he certainly acknowledged the size of the Jackets, knew he was facing a big team, and they proved to be dominant tonight. So credit the Chiefs, though. A good game, just a few mistakes that cost him.
Okay, here we go. Kepke dropping, wants to throw deep, fires, and he's got a man, and he drops the ball there. That was Willette at the 46, and he just simply spun around and dropped it out of bounds.
And it's been that kind of night for Centennial. A lot of dropped balls and a lot of mental errors that have really cost them this football game. Something you can't afford to do when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10, and there is 4:12 to play in this one. 38-13. You can paint it blue tonight. Centennial, the last time these two teams met, it was Centennial losing to the Jackets 23-7. And It's happening again. 2nd down and 10. Willett in motion. Kepke dropping, looking across the middle. Fires to Valetti and caught. And he's got the first down. He's brought down at the 38-yard line. The tackle made over there by Sean Lund. He was in the area, and Max Hernberger for the Jackets.
And again, some good coverage there defensively. It was almost intercepted, but still a completed ball. It is a first down, but a little late in the game with 4:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. The ball now at the 38-yard line of Centennial.
And once again, it stops the clock, and once again, it's just a few more moments that we have to spend out in this cold climate.
This isn't cold.
Oh, no. Yeah. I don't want any warm clothing at all. Okay, here we go. It's Gauthier off tackle. He's got room. A lot of it. Finally wrestled down at the 36, and Nystrom made the tackle.
We've seen Nystrom make some great tackles. In fact, he's made 2 touchdown-saving tackles tonight. John Nystrom with a great night, gaining a lot of yards at fullback and also playing great defense tonight. So, again, credit John Nystrom with a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Okay.
First and 10.
Kepke wants it all. Deep. Fires. Oh, no. He just fired in front of him there, and he was going for Kaluza that time, and he felt the footsteps of Nystrom coming up there. So,
and good pursuit. Good pursuit that time as well, as Greg Yerrigan in there on defense was putting a lot of pressure on Kepke. He ended up sitting down there.
2nd down and 10 coming up here. 3:25 to play in the game, and it's 38-13 in favor of the Jackets, and they're looking to move on and play croquet. All right, Kepke still thinks he can do something out there. Gives to Gauthier off tackle. He slides around for a gain of 8. Making the tackle that time for the Jackets was Greg Yerrigan, number 60.
He'll mark the ball just short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and, well, a long 1 or a short 2 here. Of course, Centennial will try for the first down here on 4th down. It's all academic from here with just 3 minutes to go, but we'll see if they can pick up the first down as they go for it on 4th.
Well, you know, Gauthier's had some big runs here in the second half. Gains of 23, 20, and 26. They've been picking up some yardage that way. 3rd down and 3. They go with him again, and he's very close to a first down. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, he gets better as the game goes on.
Good running there, just off tackle left to get the first down as the ball is marked at the 25-yard line of Cambridge. 2:47 to go. They will start this clock rolling again, and Centennial not wasting any time. They'll come right up to the line again here as the play comes in from the sideline.
So the Jackets looking to move on to be the section champions. If they go up and beat Cloquet, they would come back here the following week for a home game. Kepke throwing deep, lets it fly in the end zone, and no, they come up short. And he was going for Wagner that time. He got the speed, and he kicked one of the end zone markers there, and the crowd, he razzed him. That's what it's there for.
And again, we have to credit Nystrom. Great coverage on the play there. Defensively, Nystrom having a great night. Offensively, he's having a great night, but he was protecting very well there, and it would have been very hard to complete that pass.
You know, he's got a strong arm. I can appreciate a good passing quarterback, and I think this guy's got a college career. Division II school would look at this guy. 2nd down and 10. And play action, rolls right, goes for the end zone again for Wagner. And no, comes up incomplete. Nystrom is there, and Grunberger covering that time.
And Hernberger is actually the one who leaped into the air and batted the ball down in the end zone. Max Hernberger with a great defensive play there. It'll be 3rd down and 10. The ball still at the 25-yard line of Cambridge. And again, we see Kepke tossing the ball 35 or 40 yards in the air there. He does have a good arm, and he was very accurate there. Just good defensive play by Cambridge.
3rd down and 10. Twos are wild on the board. 2:22 to go. And looking at... This game's on ice, and so am I. It is cold out here, I think. I mean, everybody else up here, looks at me like, well, I don't know. 3rd down and 10. Kepke, he gives. And to Gauthier again. They try to plunge away outside. They come up with a couple of yards, called a gain of 3. Jane Anderson on the tackle that time.
moves the ball up to the 21-yard line. The clock continues to roll with 2 minutes to go. Cambridge will win this one. If you haven't heard, Cloquet has beat International Falls in an upset tonight. 14-12 is the final. The Jackets next Friday night will travel to Cloquet to play them there.
We kind of lose track from time to time. He's well over 200. 4th down and 6. Kepke dropping, looking to fire in the corner of the end zone for Wagner. Is it there? Touchdown. Yeah, boy, that's a nice looking play.
Well, it took him 3 tries to make it, but he finally did it. Kepke hitting Wagner in the end zone for the touchdown. That'll put 6 more on the board for Centennial. As the score stands now 38-19, they'll try and make it 20 unless they try for the 2-point conversion here. But again, at this point, pretty much academic. We will probably get a chance to see Centennial try another onside kick after this, though. So it could be interesting here in the final 2 minutes of this one.
And that was a good looking play. He hung with it. He waited. He pump fake. 38-19. Going for the 2-pointer. It's Gauthier. He dives. No! Play action. Beautiful job. It was Valetti, the tight end, coming up with a catch. Boy, that Gauthier had it all the way.
It was a great play, and it gives them the 2-point conversion. That makes up for the lost PAT on the last touchdown. So give them 21 points on the night, 38-21, and we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back after this.
Just one, Tim. Nothing.
How about Cloquet?
I hope they keep
balls, huh?
No crap. I mean, Ogilvy, I was flipping around here, and Ogilvy's tied 14-14. Problem is we don't know who they play.
Okay, we are back. And awaiting Centennial's kick. I imagine they'll be going for the onside again. Once again, you've got some good hands up front. You've got Tuma, Wade Labatt, also Huseman, Joe Mackey, a backup quarterback. Should be able to field this one. 1:52 to play in the game, and it's 38-21. Centennial still thinks they might have a chance. Kaluza doing the kicking for the Chiefs. It's mediocre height. It's not really an onside kick. Fielded at the 28. And fielded there by Jay Anderson, and brought down immediately by number 43, and that's Jeff Franson. And we'll get to see Cambridge in there, and I imagine we're going to see some new numbers, Rick.
And with Cambridge retaining possession now, that was probably the last touchdown pass of Gary Kepke's high school quarterbacking career. Yeah. And it was a nice one indeed.
So he had 3 tonight, and I've got him down for 10 of 20. And 3 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, and I'm sure he's somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 yards maybe. So this guy is definitely a good passing player. It's a treat to watch him. All right, quarterback sneak. Anderson breaks out of it, and he breaks out of the pack there. And look at Minbach says, hey, I took the ball away. But no, they say he was down, and he's very close to a first down.
And in fact, they do give him the first down. They make the motion for first down and move the chains. So a good piece of running there. Cambridge 1st and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. And Centennial can't seem to buy a break tonight. 1:10, clock is rolling. 38-21 Jackets. They'll win this game and move on to the semifinals.
Probably play winning the fourth quarter. And another quarterback sneak and a gain of 10.
Time carrying the ball was number 11, Jay Anderson.
Yeah, quarterback sneak again.
So he picks up the first down. The ball now down to the Centennial 46-yard line. So even the reserves coming in and showing some...
Like we said, Cunningham with 124. Nice run. Boy, this is very impressive. The Jackets almost had 3 backs over 100 yards tonight. And somebody walking off the field there, that's number 60, Dave Whitmore.
And that keeps the clock stopped at 56 seconds, but as soon as he gets off, which is now, they start the clock a-rolling. 52, 51 seconds. Cambridge taking their time in the huddle. They will let that clock wind down and use every second that they can. This one is history, folks. Cambridge will probably get maybe 1 or 2 more plays.
Yeah, you can turn out the lights. Party is over.
Too much time, I'm sure. This is going to go against the Jackets. They don't seem to mind too much. They'll take the 5-yard penalty in exchange for using as much time as they possibly can. It really is not going to affect them at all, but the clock stops now at 37. It will stay at 37 until the snap of the ball, and they move it back to the 49-yard line of Cambridge.
Now, these are unofficial, but I'm sure they're very close. I have Nystrom for 125 yards tonight, Cunningham for 124 yards, and Jeremy Wickett 95 yards. You call that balance?
Well, when you have 3 running backs all at or over 100 yards, you average those 3 out, and you've got about 115 yards, and that is impressive.
All right, just winding this thing down. 38-21. Jackets looking for the section championship. They've got it. 17 seconds. They will go to Cloquet.
And the fans, I'm sure, will count this one down tonight.
I think we have a pretty good chance. If we get our injuries healed up and so on, I think our kids are up to the task, yes.
How well do you think you did in the regular season?
Well, we're 8-1, you know. I guess that's a pretty good record, yeah.
Okay. And then, let's see, what else was I going to ask? Do you think they'll make it to state?
Well, we're in the state now. When we go up to Cloquet, that'll be the first round of the state. If we win that one, we'll be back here 2 weeks from tonight. But kids, we played a good ball game, and we just hope things go well for us in the future, okay?